Did you know that the very first phone that launched with a 1-inch sensor was the Panasonic Lumix DMC CM1? And a couple of years ago, we had the Sharp Aquos R6, which was then later rebranded as the Leica Lights Phone 1, both of which came with a 1-inch sensor. Yes, Leica actually made a phone with a 1-inch sensor before partnering with Xiaomi for the Xiaomi 12s Ultra. Now, the 12s Ultra is actually the phone that's going to, in my opinion, start the 1-inch sensor revolution in camera smartphones. Now that Xiaomi has launched the phone, we've already imported it. It's gonna come to us really soon. But before that, I really want to talk to you guys about the future of camera technology inside phones with this new 1-inch sensor. If you don't know me yet, I'm Ershad, you're watching Trakin English. Let's go. The Xiaomi 12s Ultra comes with a custom-made Sony sensor called the Sony IMX989. Now, this is a 1-inch sensor. It's got a 50 megapixel resolution and it has a pixel size of 1.6 microns. And when it is pixel binned, the pixel size actually goes up to 3.2 microns. And this sensor is mated to an f/1.9 aperture lens and it's an 8p lens as well. Now, this lens co-engineered with Leica also includes an anti-glare coating. It includes an IR light filter, and it also includes a lens edge ink coating as well. What that means is that there will be very little light dispersion when you're taking photos and you should get better HDR performance as a result too. Also, Xiaomi has included something called Hyper OIS with this lens, which means that the stabilization should be even better. Now, in the very first samples that we've seen in Mr. Who's the Boss's videos clearly showcases how sharp this lens is going to look, and of course the natural bokeh that are going to get with such a big sensor is going to be incredible. So much so that I presume that the portrait mode will not be required for most shots that you're taking in real life. And of course, the low light performance is going to be really good because the sensor is going to be taking in a lot of light easily. And what I saw in Ben's Gadgets reviews is that it does pull in a lot of light. And in situations where the S22 Ultra and the iPhone 13 Pro actually needed the night mode, the Xiaomi 12s Ultra didn't. Now, obviously, we're going to test all of that out. But what I want to talk about is this 1-inch sensor revolution. And why I'm saying this is a revolution is because I'm expecting brands like Oppo, Vivo, and maybe even Samsung to a certain extent to actually adopt this 1-inch sensor type. I don't really care about that 200 megapixel resolution sensor. The 1-inch type is more exciting. Now, if you like the kind of content that we make, don't forget to hit the like button, maybe even comment below and share for the sake of the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that red subscribe button, the bell icon right next to it, to get notified whenever we put out an awesome new tech video. Now, what Xiaomi has done in the partnership with Leica is that there are a couple of modes created by Leica itself called Leica Vibrant and Leica Authentic, which are basically two different types of color science that you can apply to pictures. What I noticed in Ben's reviews is that the color science does look drastically different, but what Mr. Who's the Boss says is that it is still extremely saturated. Now, what that could mean is that you might not like the kind of processing that Xiaomi and Leica are doing with this 1-inch sensor, but imagine if this 1-inch sensor was inside something like the Vivo X80 Pro Plus or the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. You would be able to take pictures with the phone brand and camera of your choice, and the kind of pictures that you can get and the kind of sharpness that you can get with this sensor is going to be incredible. And the best part is the 12s Ultra is also extremely fast to focus and a very fast shooter as well. In fact, it shoots pictures as fast as the iPhone 13 Pro, which is really, really good. And what this sensor also enables is the opportunity for Xiaomi to do Dolby Vision 10-bit HDR video recording for the very first time, matching Apple for the very first time in the Android space. I really want to know, what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer a 1-inch sensor or a 200 megapixel resolution sensor, or 300 or 400, whatever it is going to be in the future? Do let me know in the comment section below. Now, there are going to be some physical boundaries to making these large sensors, and that is the fact that the Xiaomi 12s Pro actually has a very, very large camera module, which is of course similar to what the Mi 11 Ultra also had. But this engineering problem also means that now you don't have that extra OLED display on the rear, which could help you take selfies with the primary camera itself. So that's not present on the Xiaomi 12s Ultra anymore. Having said that, the design of the 12s Ultra is absolutely gorgeous. It looks very much like a camera, and it's got this fall at the back, which does look very good, and it's a very premium looking phone. Now, as for the rest of the sensors in the camera, you get a 48 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, which can go as wide as 128 degrees, which is crazy wide actually. And apart from that, you also get a 48 megapixel 5x telephoto camera. camera. Now this 5x telephoto camera can also do 120x digital zoom, so that's the furthest that any phone can go. However, all that goodness in the rear camera setup is kind of slightly undone by the fact that the front camera on the 32 megapixel front camera on the 12s Ultra can still only shoot 1080p 30 fps videos, which is of course a huge letdown. So this is basically only the camera part of the 12s Ultra that I'm talking about. Of course, the other bits of the phone are actually really great too. The Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 in specific is looking extremely good. It's of course based on TSMC's 4nm fabrication process, so that's also helping with the better ISP for taking good pictures as well. So yeah, so we are definitely getting this phone really soon. So if you have any specific questions or if you want us to do any specific kind of videos, do let us know in the comment section below and we'll be reading all of them and we'll try to answer most of your questions around that phone. And one of the things that definitely needs to be addressed is if this phone will actually come to India. And you know what, we've been having a discussion in office and we think that the 12s Ultra should come to India. Considering the fact that the 12 Pro already launched, it doesn't make sense to launch the 12s Pro now in our country. And last year, Xiaomi did launch the Mi 11 Ultra and got a good response. And considering the fact that the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is selling so well, it makes a lot of sense for Xiaomi to actually bring the Xiaomi 12 Ultra to India. Do you guys think that'll happen? And what do you think will the price be? Considering the fact that the price in China is absolutely fantastic. It's about $900 or about 70,000 rupees. So when it comes to India, it should have a markup for sure. But if it comes around the 85,000 mark, that would actually squarely put it in competition with, something like the Vivo X80 Pro. And therefore, you will see that the performance could be better on the Xiaomi 12s Ultra. So we'll wait and watch for that. But then again, this is looking very exciting for the future of smartphone photography. Now, are you guys excited for the 12s Ultra? Do let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, this is Ershad signing off. Keep tracking and stay safe.